This training walks you through the pre-trip inspection process. It's designed to be a good refresher for seasoned veterans and to give newer drivers a solid foundation to start a career-long habit. The goal is to keep you and those you share the road with out of harm's way. A pre-trip inspection is more than a good idea. It's required. Before you put a commercial motor vehicle on the road, you need to be satisfied that it's safe to operate. There's a common 4-step inspection routine that's recommended for any driver to follow. It breaks the inspection into logical segments, including under the hood, in-cab equipment, a full walk-around of the tractor and trailer, and in-cab brakes. Whether you follow this sequence or develop your own, you must make sure all components are covered and do your inspection the same way every time. The following is an overview of the pre-trip inspection process. The engine is probably the most expensive component of the truck, so it's important to make sure it's well cared for. Pocket the keys, verify that the parking brakes are on, and open the hood. Begin your inspection on the right side. Make sure the compartment is in good overall condition with no obvious issues like leaks. Make sure oil and coolant fluid levels are between the add and full lines. Check to make sure hoses are not leaking, worn or loose. Check to make sure belts are not worn or loose. If everything checks out under the hood, then move on to your in-cab equipment checks. As you enter the cab, check to see that the fire extinguisher is the right one for the cargo being hauled. Check to see that the windows operate and glass all around the cab is clean and free of cracks. Check the gauges. With the transmission in neutral, depress the clutch and start the engine. Check to see if the oil pressure comes up in a few seconds. It starts out high and drops as the engine warms up. Check to see that the primary and secondary air pressure gauges both read low and change appropriately. Make sure that the mirrors are clean and in good condition. Adjust them as needed for proper sight lines and make sure they're tight. Check to see that the horn works and that the wipers work as well. Make sure that the steering wheel has appropriate amount of play. The free play should be no more than 10% of the wheel diameter, 2 inches or less on a 20-inch wheel. Check to see that the clutch, accelerator, brakes, and transmission control aren't loose, sticking, or damaged. Listen for unusual noises that could signal a problem. The in-cab may be the easiest part of a pre-trip inspection. That doesn't mean it's not every bit as important as every other step. The next step in your pre-trip inspection is a full walk-around of the tractor and trailer. When performing your walk-around, be mindful and aware of the suggested 14-point equipment inspection walk-around sequence stated in your company driver's manual. Turn on your lights before you begin your walk-around inspection. If you are driving one of our international model trucks, simply press and hold the work button for 5 seconds with the engine off and the key turned on. This feature will cycle through all of the tractor and trailer lights and will allow you to perform your light checks during your walk-around inspection. If you are not driving a tractor with this feature, you will need to check the tractor and trailer lights before starting your walk-around inspection. Begin your walk-around at the front right-hand side of the tractor. Check for any fluid leaks, loose or missing lug nuts. Verify the tires are properly inflated. Check your mirrors and windows to make sure they are clean and in good order. Check to see that the frame rails are free from damage or cracks. Observe top marker lights. Check the quarter fender, ensure the load locks are secure, and check to see that your front drives are in good working order with no loose or missing lug nuts. Also check to see that your rims are crack and damage free. Check the fifth wheel, the frame rails, and all bolts on the frame for tightness. Typically, loose bolts will bleed rust color, which will be a good indicator that they need repairs. Then check your cross members and landing gears for damage, and secure the crank handle. Walk down the side of the trailer and check the bottom frame rail for loose or missing rivets while also checking all lights. Be sure that the skirt is secure. Make sure that the tandem air lines are suspended at least 1 foot off the ground. The springs holding these lines are notorious for failing. Always check them. Make sure the rear tire set is in good condition. Check it the same way as the front tire set. Make sure that the rear mud flap is within 6 inches from the ground to meet most state requirements. Continue to the rear of the trailer and check the top marker lights as well as all stop, turn, and tail lights. Make sure that ID markers and conspicuity tape are present. Make sure the door frame is in good shape. If there's any damage, make a note. Make sure that the brake drums, shoe, and lining are free from oil and are in good condition, and the lining is at least a 1/4 inch when you look at it from the side. On the side of the trailer, check top, down, then under. Minor surface damage may not be a problem, but anything that goes deep enough to expose cord may cause the tire to fail early. Check the left side landing gear for cracks or damage, and inspect the fifth wheel coupling. Do not forget to check and see that the tractor's taillights are in good working order. Make sure that the air lines from the tractor to the trailer are connected, and the lines themselves and the suspension spring are in good condition. Check to see that the door is functioning properly and that the weather seal is in good order. Avoid the potentially disastrous effects of failed brakes with a thorough review. Turn the engine on to build up air pressure. When the vehicle has been idling for a while and the air pressure is over 100 pounds per square inch, release the parking brake and charge the trailer. Apply the foot brake, then turn off the engine and watch the gauges. Look to see if the vehicle is not leaking more than 4 psi a minute, 3 psi if you only have a tractor, and watch it for the full 60 seconds. Pump the air pressure down and notice where the low pressure indicator comes on. It should activate before 60 psi. Continue pumping down. Somewhere between 20 to 40 psi, the brake buttons should pop out, switching over from the parking brake to the emergency brake. Check to make sure the parking brakes will hold when the vehicle is in park. Put it in the lowest gear possible. Release the tractor brake with the trailer brake still applied, and tug forward gently to verify the trailer parking brakes will hold. Engage the tractor brake and release the trailer brake and do the same thing to verify the tractor brake will hold. Roll ahead slowly and step on the foot brake to make sure the service brakes function. Watch for the vehicle pulling to one side or delayed stopping action.